Another game that could have been a win. I won't lie, it's hard coming on here and doing these post-game videos after another close loss. I wouldn't necessarily call this a bad loss like we saw last night against one of the worst teams in the Eastern Conference, and we all know the Miami Heat have the Bulls number. Let's be real, no Josh Giddey, no Trey Jones, so yeah, kind of expecting a loss in this game, but with the way the Bulls closed it out, and going on that 11-2 run to bring it within 1 point, you thought, okay, maybe they can do this. Maybe they're going to be able to finally pull out a win against the Miami Heat and somehow pull out a win despite their horrendous shooting. I mean, neither team shot the ball especially well. The Heat were 45% from the field, the Bulls 39%. It was a fast-paced game, as was expected. A lot of possessions. Heat got up 93 shots, Bulls got up 94. A lot of ball movement, quick transition plays off the rebound, but the Bulls just could not capitalize despite getting a lot of stops in this game. A lot of close-range misses. They got outscored 60-38 in points in the paint. I mean, give the Heat and their interior defense credit. They did a great job at deterring shots at the rim, but there were also just some point-blank misses around the basket. Vucevic struggled, was 6 for 18 from the floor, most of his misses coming inside. Modest Bucelis 6 for 15. Kobe 2 for 11, although most of his misses came from behind the arc, including that final shot of the game. Really the only guy that had an above average game, and he continues to play well and coming off the bench, was Ayo Dosunmu. I mean, Ayo single-handedly brought the Bulls back in this game in those final 2 minutes to bring it within one possession, scoring 7 straight points, getting a big steal on Norman Powell with 10 seconds left after Kobe had that horrible turnover by not securing the ball properly. Ayo making more and more of a case for himself for Sixth Man of the Year with his ability to score, pass, defend. He's really been doing it all in the second unit for the Bulls, and the Bulls likely get blown out in this game without him in the lineup. Ayo would finish with a team high 23 points, 8 for 16 shooting, a perfect 6 for 6 from the free throw line, 7 rebounds, 5 assists. He did have 4 turnovers though. That was the other thing. Turnovers really killed the Bulls in this one. 15 turnovers in total in this game, which isn't like an insane amount. It's not like it's in the 20s, but the Heat made them pay by scoring 23 points off said turnovers. It'll be interesting to see what the Bulls do with Ayo when the trade deadline comes around next week, because as I called out in one of my recent videos, Ayo as of right now is probably the Bulls' most valuable trade chip, outside of Modest Bucelis, of course. He's kind of the perfect piece for any contender in need of a strong role player who is going to play hard on both ends of the floor. But Coby White, man, I mean, games like these are just continuing to kill his trade value. 2 for 11, 2 for 8 from 3, 14 points, 4 rebounds, 8 assists, 3 turnovers. We mentioned the critical one where the Bulls got a stop, down 3 with about 30 seconds left to go. Kobe isn't paying attention and gets the ball taken away from him. Luckily, Ayo made a strong defensive play to get the steal and the foul, but yeah, Kobe's really been struggling. And you can't like that if you're the Bulls and you're viewing him as kind of this shiny trade asset that you can use at the deadline. Also not great for Kobe, who we know is playing for a contract and is not positioning himself well to get that big payday that he was hoping for. Also, I'm not really sure what Billy Donovan was thinking drawing that play, that last play up for Coby White, who was shooting so poorly as it is. You would think he'd probably go with someone else, but it is what it is. Also, Jalen Smith had to leave early in this game with calf tightness. He ended up only playing 15 minutes, which is not ideal when you're already down one of your bigs in Zach Collins, and your best alternative is Lachlan Olbrich at this point. Old man Vucevic, age 35, had to put in 37 minutes tonight. I guess no wonder he struggled to get his shots to go down when he's playing in one of the highest paced games of the season, and he's the only big man on the roster out there. But yeah, losing Smith does hurt. The Bulls have been a lot better with him in the lineup. They've been a better team as a whole utilizing the double big lineup. Not sure how long Jalen Smith is going to be out. Hopefully not too long, and just not ideal when the Bulls are heading to Miami to play in another back-to-back on Saturday and Sunday. Also, man, Patrick Williams, my God, I can't with this guy anymore. He's just a bad NBA player. He's a bum. What more is there to say? I don't know who is to blame in all of this, because the talent and the potential look so promising in that rookie season, but he just cannot play basketball. For every one decent game that he has, it's followed up by 7 horrible games where he's more or less unplayable. His handles are some of the worst I've seen. Half the time he loses the ball when he's making a drive, and the times that he actually does hold on to the ball, he tries these weird floaters which are always short, clank off the front of the rim. Man played 12 minutes tonight, 0 points, 0 for 4, 1 rebound, 2 turnovers, a -10 when he was on the court. I know we're all out on Pat at this point, but it's still so frustrating to see his level of play from a guy that started out his career so promising. Like, people were calling him Kawhi 2.0. Anybody remember that? And yeah, maybe that was unrealistic expectations to be placed on a kid at such a young age, but to go from that to this is just, it's sad. It's sad to see. What's also sad to see is the Bulls, after finally crawling their way back above 500 with some impressive wins are now back to being 2 games below 500 and losing against a team they're pretty close to in the standings. Also doesn't help that the Hornets have been on a tear right now and are on the Bulls' heels for taking that final play-in spot. Brutal. I honestly have no idea what to expect from this front office and how they'll be approaching the deadline. Buyers, sellers, standing pat, no idea. Anyway, we've got more games coming up this weekend. Let me know what you guys thought of this game. Let me know in the comments. As always, be sure to subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.